match. Richie Sledz with Grixis Control against Patrick Tilsen playing Obzon. You've got Tilsen up a game here. You had a feeling it was going to go this way because of the power of Lingering Souls.
Yep.
Well, Grim Flayer is going to bite the dust to a Lightning Bolt as we're underway here in game number 2. Vision's ticking down. We could be here for a little while. Down to 2. Sledz in his top 8 profile said, I love drawing cards. So it stands to reason that Ancestral Visions might be one of his favorite cards.
The main deck Nile Spell Bombs have to be really solid to have in this matchup, too.
Yeah, pretty good spot here. Snapcaster Mages and Tassigers and whatnot. Yeah. Does make a lot of sense. Tilsen going to take his 3rd turn here. Tarmogoyf. Creature instant land. 3/4 at the moment. Could get bigger. Could get smaller. Sled's going to sacrifice a Polluted Delta. There's a Steam Fence. Going to be heading back Richie Sled's way in a second as that Vision's going to tick on down. Sledz will draw. Does he have land number 4? Got Spellsnare number 1. There's Creeping Tarpit, a card that served him well much earlier in the day when we watched him.
Another valuable card for this kind of matchup where a lot of these games are we're going back and forth, we're wearing each other out, and then who's got the leftovers to win the game, and often the creature lands are the game-winning leftovers. Very good sideboard for the matchup. We didn't really get to delve into it because we're coming to the middle of game 2, but Tilsen with 2 copies of Gideon Ally of Zendikar, which is all sorts of trouble for Grixis Control should it happen to resolve.
Yeah. One thing Grixis Control doesn't handle very well is Planeswalkers.
Yeah, and that's among the best ones you can have.
Tilsen. Draw a card for the turn. Got the Nile Spellbomb at the ready. Couple of lands over there. Tarmogoyf, which is a 3/4. Well, so he wants to start things up. Looks like he's got a 4th land to play, but he's just trying to figure out how he wants to sequence things. Looks like he'll start with a land and now a Lingering Souls.
Oh, yeah.
This is where you want to be, right?
Oh, yeah.
2 spirits.
This card is just trouble for Grixis. Sometimes you see Electrolyze in the list, and I think part of that is mitigating this card a little bit.
Snapcaster Mage. He's going to try to target Lightning Bolt. Now Spellbomb is going to take care of the graveyard.
The Goyf still with a creature and artifact, sorcery, so the Snapcaster Mage can't block and trade.
Hasn't changed at all.
Yep.
Still just a 4/5. We're going to go over to Sledz now. Vision's going to resolve. He needs some help, I'm sure. 3 cards will probably be nice. Cryptic Command is 1. Ancestral Visions is 2. Terminate is 3. Serum Visions is 4.
Good looking slate of cards there.
The power level of Ancestral Vision is undeniable, but you got to pay some cost to play the card. You got to be able to live to have it go off, and twice we watched Richie not be able to do that, and now twice we've seen it happen.
So, you know, we have made fun of it a couple times in the matchups where it's not really appropriate, but there are some places where it's the best thing.
Vision's on suspend. And now we go over to Tilsen. Tilsen will draw. Going to lead off with an Inquisition of Kozilek. See what the heck's going on before he moves forward. Now keep in mind, again, Cryptic Command, Terminate, Serum Visions, all in the hand right now for Richie Sledz. There's also a spell Snare, and then another land.
I'm almost on the verge of saying you've got to terminate in response. Because once Tilsen knows about the Cryptic, I mean, it's already fairly obvious. But now that he can round it up to 100%, and the rest of your hand doesn't interact with the battlefield at all, it's just Cryptic Command, Tilsen has a lot of agency over how he navigates his turn. And I wonder, are you just supposed to terminate there and try to set up a better spot for Cryptic Command to be powerful? It's tough either way, but letting this Inquisition trade with a terminate here is really painful, I think.
It seems like a hard way to do it.
I think so. I mean, I get it. You've already invested the 4 mana, left it up. You didn't cast your Serum Vision. I understand. You may feel committed to this path once you've decided to go down it, but my instinct there, I think, is just to terminate in response. Let the turn go.
Well, Snapcaster Mage is going to get in front of the Tarmogoyf. Sled's going to fall down to 9. Creature land? Shambling Vent, not going to play anything. Cryptic Command, Bouncing Tarmogoyf, not much of a surprise there, especially when it's a Spell Snare in his hand.
Yep.
Visions will tick down to 3. Sledz will draw. Looks like a Fatal Push.
Drew another Cryptic, too.
Yeah. But this goes back to what you were talking about with Lingering Souls. Look, as great as all this stuff is, the push, the terminate that bit the dust for the Inquisition, like those Spirit tokens are obnoxious.
And so are the creature lands, too. I mean, Tilsen can do a lot of damage here without really having to resolve another spell. And grinding through all of this is a problem.
Emma Handy, please report to customer service, please. Emma Handy to customer service.
Tarmogoyf is going to be spell snared very quickly. You see Tilsen cross that off his list of cards he knows about from the Inquisition. Beatdowns. Sledz will fall down to 7. The follow-up here for Tilsen is a Scavenging Ooze. Cryptic Command's going to counter that and bounce Spirit.
So this is a window, I think, to flashback Lingering Souls, which I definitely want to take from Tilsen.
I would love to take that opportunity if I can. I just want more creatures.
Yeah,
just keep poking away.
And these spirits are really well served for the task at hand here.
There's a basic Plains. And I think we'll see Lingering Souls in a moment here.
I think Sledz did about as well as he could trying to line up the Cryptic Command in his hand with the flashback Lingering Souls, but couldn't quite do it. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to just Fatal Push the...
Might just push the Ooze.
And try to pick another spot. Because it felt really important for him to get Cryptic Command targeting your Lingering Souls flashback.
Kolaghan's Command the draw here. Now he'll scry too. He also has a Terminate in hand.
I mean, he's got Fatal Push, Kolaghan's Command, and
Terminate.
Yep, yeah. That can kill all. I mean, this is a hard way to do it, but with Ancestral on suspend and winding its way down, he might be able to get to those 3 cards and try to overcome the hole he's in with his extra resources.
Well, that's what the game kind of becomes about right now for Tilsen. You want to kill Sledz before he gets to draw 3 more cards. There's Kolaghan's Command. We'll get the modes here in a second. I think he's going to return Snapcaster. Yeah, no surprise
with Cryptics
there.
in the graveyard,
Yep.
that's got to be.
No surprise there. Sled's going to fall down to 5. That's a Temple Garden untapped. What do I think we're going to see a Gideon?
That's bad news.
Oh, jeez.
A rhinoceros. Where are we? Having flashbacks.
What's this? Ugh.
That's a rough. Jace.
Not getting any easier here.
Those are some leftovers.
Yeah.
Those are some leftovers right there.
There goes Fatal Push. All right, terminate there. Vision's down to one. I mean, he probably gets out of this turn.
Well, he can Snapcaster the Cryptic to tap out.
Yep, so he can get out of this turn.
Maybe a Siege Rhino. I mean, it felt like Sledz was right on the edge of.
It did.
I'm stabilized here. I'm relatively in the clear. My Ancestral's about to come off. This is, you know, I've still got to dodge some draw steps, no doubt about it. But I feel like I'm pulling ahead. But his leftovers were. Whew.
They're pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. This is actually pretty tough now here too, because if I'm Tilsen, I think I just say plus Liliana to start, depending on what I drew.
Well, I think you can just move to combat, and if you think that Sledz is going to Cryptic Snapcaster before combat, then you can turn on the Shambling Vent, knock the Snapcaster out of the way.
Okay.
If you want it. It just depends on what he drew. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of complexity to this.
Yep, that's the biggest question.
I don't like animating the Shambling Vent before combat unless you know you win the game if he goes Snapcaster, Cryptic Tap, you're down.
Yeah, that's my least favorite thing.
So I would just announce combat right now, I think, is the first order of business. I guess the other side of that is he can go Snapcaster, Cryptic, bounce, and draw, and then you're short of lethal. So he might have to activate the Shambling Vent to induce Snapcaster, tap, and draw, so he can keep another Spirit around for next turn. I don't know. There's a lot of factors right now.
Yeah, it all hinges on what his draw step was. All right, activate. Well, yeah, we're gonna hold.
Yeah, back up.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Yeah.
Players, your round 4 pairings are going up now.
Cryptic Command.
4 p.m.
Tap
Legacy Challenge
these.
Players, your round 4 pairings are going
And
up now.
yeah, I don't like the first order of business being activating Shambling Vent in the main phase.
Well, it depends on what he's trying to do. Since Sledz here can't draw a card because the Liliana is just going to strip it out anyway.
Yep. So yeah, I'm dying to know what this card is. Okay, makes total sense. That he wants to be able to. He's not going to activate Liliana. You want to minus Liliana here?
I want to minus Liliana here. No, because I don't want to lose the Liliana to a bolt. I think I would just plus.
Yeah, is he bolting Liliana or is he bolting his Spirit?
At 2? I mean, depends what else he drew. You know,
Sure.
there's other removals. You know, he's getting 4 fresh cards. I don't think there's a huge priority here on getting rid of the Snapcaster Mage. I guess the hedge in the other direction is if he finds a bolt plus a removal spell for the Tarmogoyf, then you lose the Liliana without killing the Snapcaster Mage. All right.
2, 3, 4. Kolagon's Command, Damnation, 2 lands.
Feels like another way to to get like another turn out of this thing somehow.
Take a look at the graveyard.
Siege Rhino. One more in the deck somewhere.
Yeah. Looming.
Looming.
Oh, yeah.
Love that attack. Love that attack. 4 cards. As a 5/6, I think you had to block. If it's a 4/5, it's at least a question of how you want to manage this.
Because of Lightning Bolt?
Right, but
Yeah.
as a 5/6, come on, man. I'm not buying what you're selling. So Tilsen has played, I mean, a little physically slowly and unsure at times, but I've liked the way that he's navigated the matches we've had him on camera for.
Thus far, yeah. More than happy with what he's done. Liliana down to 3. Got him. Got him.
Maybe the logic here is if you want to go ahead and bolt my Liliana down instead of the Spirit, okay.
Does he still have Shambling Vent?
Yeah.
Sledz can't kill it, right?
Well, he made a pretty strong attack there representing a removal lightning bolt.
Respect.
But, you know, whatever. Just do this.
I mean, I'm gonna try to kill you.
See what you got.
Fire her up. Fire her in. And that is going to do it. Patrick Tilsen's going to win this match over Richie Sledz. 2-0. Abzan able to outgrind the Grixis control deck. And Patrick Tilsen moves on to the finals to play against Nicholas Bird.
You grind,
ad nauseam.
you grind, both sides, and then what are the leftovers?